Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Tempest, it's going to be and a Mong and an amazing ZVT. Top left, it's going to be a blue Terran. It is Mong. We like this guy. He likes to mech sometimes. And in the bottom left, it's going to be a fairly standard, excellent Zerg player. This is from RJB, but you knew that already, right? Because of the RJB hashtag at the bottom of this video here. Above the comments. Check it out at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Alright, man, so it's going to ZVT here. Gonna be a ZVT here on the map Tempest. Because the minimap looks like kind of a hurricane, or a tempest, or a cyclone, depending on where you are in the world. We've got eggs all over the place, as is the want of map makers recently in the last few years. Just, you know, helping to wall off, I guess, against lings and zealots and stuff, depending on what matchup you're playing. And it is a 4-player map, a humongous 4-player map, right? Right, so low ground as a throwback to the early days of map making in StarCraft. We've got a high ground natural. And let's see, this is a third base, right? Yep, so third base. And a little bit of a high ground, weird expansion stuff going on here on Tempest. Hatch firsting here at 11 supply is And let's go ahead and get right on into it here. We've got gas on the way. Is this going to be... I feel like this is going to be a mech opening here from Mong. What the... Oh, okay. I thought that... Never mind. We've got a spawning pool on the way into gas here at 11 supply as well. Okay. Very, very standard opening here, especially on a 4-player map for, the Zerg player. Ba-dum-bum. SCV gonna run around here, kind of be annoying. And in the current meta, we just skip metabolic boost in order to get up into a faster lair, Zerg players. So metabolic boost is not skipped entirely, it is just delayed, but the lair is more important than metabolic boost in the eyes of most Zerg players today. So, Steve the SCV here. Right click. There we go. Is going to be just fine. Oh, hang on a second. Okay. You're losing this fight, Steve. Oh, wow. Never mind. He's not just fine. He's going to die. Caster Jinx. Caster Jinx all over Steve there, man. And, okay, so an expansion being built inside the base. You know that the pool... okay, I guess the pool is done now. Oh, factory, where is it? Oh, it's up here. Nice! Like I said, Mong likes to mech. You might have clicked on this hoping for mech. My thumbnail might have actually told you it's mech too. But, man, I wonder... Wow, this is interesting. Usually don't get this early sunken colony if it's not going to be a vulture that shows up. If it's going to be a little bit of marine pressure, you don't necessarily get this. But if you know a vulture is going to show up soon, having that sunken is amazingly useful. And there's the second fact. Mong! Every Terran player is like, yes! Let's get some mech here. We're tired of SK Terran games from our Terran buddies. I mean, you know, you're going to win, right? You're going to win against it. It's not like every single SK Terran that I cast is a loss for the Terran. There was a bit of a stretch there where it was very rare to see a win against SK Terran. Or rather, by SK Terran against a Zerg. But we fixed that, right? Recently, we've had some really nice wins from the SK Terrans. Ooh, look at this burrow. Is she just worried about vultures showing up? And he's like, I need to be able to burrow my drones. It's a fast burrow. This is absolutely... really, really super fast sub 4-minute start on that burrow, man. Engineering bay coming in. Likely just going to be for turret production to help with the mutalisks that are definitely going to show up here. Charon boost obviously on the way here too now. Second base lands for the Terran player. And just waiting for the Spire to come in, right? Just working on more Overlords so we have enough supply to make mutas when that Spire pops. We got a macro hatch coming here too, and the second gas got taken pretty early. See what I tell you about this whole... Yeah, that's it. You make the Sunken because you're worried about a Vulture. Vulture comes in, sees the macro hatch, good scout there. He dies for that information. Sees the gas being taken here too and says, okay, it's going to be a lot of mutas. This is not just going to be 5 or 6 of them, probably. Although, I don't know, it's well within the power and the ability of whom just to make 5 or 6 mutas here and use the macro hatch for drones and hydras and stuff the other way around, right? Just kind of try to trick us a little bit. That's definitely on the play. Third base coming in. Recognizing, okay, this is not the kind of an army that's going to go ahead and move out and try to kill my third base. Marines and medics, yes. With Stim especially, yes. But Goliaths are kind of, I don't know, they're slower. They're going to be stuck at home to deal with the Mutalisks that are coming in. And it is more mutas on the way. Did not just stop at 5 or 6 there. We're definitely into at least 7. Yeah, 5 and 6 and 7 now. Coming in. Charon boost finishing pretty much right in the nick of time here, I would say. It is so close to completion. There it is. Charon boost is done. Now... hit you from 8 miles away. That's what Charon Boost was introduced for, was anti-mutalisk device. Anti-mutalisk technology, I think. The device is still our guy. The Goliath. I don't know. You think it's like a little add-on you clip on there to give it the extra range? It's some kind of an upgrade of the Goliath mechanism, right? Although, I don't know. Nothing really changes about the model that we can see. Which leads to some ludo-narrative dissonance, doesn't it? That just means you're in a fantasy world and something kind of snaps you out of it and reminds you that you're in a fantasy world. That is a ludo-narrative dissonance. A lot of games YouTube channels that are essayists like to use that term to seem smart. And I was challenged by a JLC to use it naturally in a cast. So there you go. Just how come you can shoot farther, man? I don't see anything on the outside that will let you do that, and I feel like it would. So yeah, just kind of taking it out here. That's okay. And another reason for a ludo-narrative dissonance is Marines here are like as tall as a tank. So, I don't know, maybe a Space Marine from the Warhammer 40k universe is, but those are rare. The Footmen are not. And this is no Space Marine, I can tell you that much. Anyway, we've got spider mines on the way here. We've got a science facility. We've got a Hydralisk den on the way. Fourth base on the way here. All right, man. We're going to try to overwhelm your mech. Take this, Egg. You have committed crimes against the Dominion. We sentence you to death. It's gonna take a minute. Yeah, there we go. And your buddy as well. Alright, man. So, and Vulture's dead. Trying to do a run by. But getting murked by these 2 sunken colonies and these 2 mutalisks. We've got +1 carapace on the mutalisks here. We've got +1 attack on the Goliaths. All is even right now. We've got vehicle weapon upgrades and plating on the way. Got a drop ship on the way as well. We're going to be dropping Goliaths? Nope. We're going to be dropping Vultures, right? And putting spider mines down that you have to clear out inside one of these bases. Yeah, this Vulture says, no way I'm going in there. Sorry, boss. Just spreading spider mines all over the place. And are we working on tank production yet? Is this just mass Goliath the way that Advocat beat Jadong back in a WCS like in 2007? Legendary game. I have cast it. If you want to see it, let me know in a comment. I read any comment anyone ever makes on the channel. Just ask for the Advocat versus Jadong game and I will link it to ya. Queen's Nest on the way. Hive. Not so far after. Yeah, just mass Goliath. Okay. Should be kind of interesting. Yay! Getting vultures in here and going after some of these drones. The burrow comes in handy. That's what we're here for. A couple drones die. Nothing too crazy, though. Maybe 2 of the drones on gas. No, 1 of the drones on gas might have died there. That wasn't actually too bad at all. I think maybe we saw 2 drone deaths, but either way, maybe it was just 1. Great reaction time from him. Way to shut that sucker down. Oh, gamete meiosis coming in. This is going to be queens to deal with a mech. Dude, we just had one of these games fairly recently on the channel. I forget who the players were. You'll have to forgive me for that. But we did see queens against mech on the channel maybe a couple weeks ago. Awesome. Such rarities that RJB finds for us in the current meta, man. This is great. Okay, so third base is rolling. Mong does take one of these weird high ground bases. That's kind of hard to defend. It's a wide open position. Ooh, a single tank. Yeah, these mutas are like, we're going to kill some of these SCVs, but also we're getting shot in the face by missiles the whole time from 8 miles away. And it's really hard for us to close on those guys because of that reason. But yes, we're slowly adding tanks into the play here, recognizing there's probably going to be Hydras out. Probably going to be maybe a couple lurkers here too. Having some tanks is going to be really, really useful. And, yeah, going to have a lot of Goliaths to handle these queens. Irradiate's also really good against queens. You one-shot a queen with a single Irradiate, which is killer sick. Queens, I mean, I'm going to say this once and not say it again for the rest of the cast, but even with the energy upgrade that gives them 250 energy, they can still only cast 1 Spawn Broodling on full energy, and they have to wait for that energy to regen. And if they have the energy upgrade, it doesn't take as long to get there, fine, from a full position after Spawn Broodling. But just keep in mind that High Templar can cast 3 storms with a single full energy bucket. So I'm just gonna, that's it, I'm out. All right, queens coming out, looking good. 6 of them on the way, in addition to the ones that already exist. All right, man. This is queen heaven at the moment. There is a scan. I'm going to scan here. Going to see the queen. Going to scan here. Going to scan here. Nope. Scan. Where's that other scan? Here. I'm going to see what's going on. Vulture gets packed up. My gosh, 10 queens. So this is a lot of queens, man. This might be more queens than there are tanks on the map right now, which is not something I say very much. Tons and tons and tons of queens. They've got the mechs on +2/+1 upgrades. The Hydras are at +1 attack, +0 armor. The mutas are on +1 armor, +0 attack. Okay, this is going to be Hydra, Muta, Spawn Broodling. This is going to be the play here from him. We'll see if he can pull it out. Do we believe in him? I'd say we do. I'd say we believe in this man. Spider Mines. Oh, what the heck? Trigger. What? Was there a burrowed ling here? Oh my gosh. Does he have burrowed lings in weird places? Dude, I gotta rewind that. I have to look at it. What was that? That had to have been a burrowed ling that triggered. On that spider mine, right? It was! Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, so these guys are like, la 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 la. Our job is to lay spider mines. There's no threat to us when we're laying spider mines. We don't trigger them. They're not going to explode on us for any reason at all. And then Spider-Man triggers on a burrowed ling because they are detectors and kills 2 of the vultures. That was an incredible trade. 1 ling for 2 vultures. Awesome move. Sick, killer, nasty move. Out of that was great. Okay, Hydra's running around at the speed of sound. Overlord scouting in, trying to see what we're dealing with. Hydra's coming up this left side, clearing out these spider mines. They know that they're there because that ling sacrificed his life for that intel. Dude, it's just more queens being produced. Hum is going to be like maxed out on queens, dude, which is bonkers. We've seen queens attempted to be used against mech before, but I don't know to this extent. No, I lied. I've cast some hero games in the past from like the mid-2000s, early 2010s. Where, yeah, he's had like 25 queens. And, yeah, so fair enough. We've had a bunch of that. EMP is coming in. An EMP catch on a group of queens is devastating to those queens. So that's good. I like that upgrade coming in for Mong quite a bit. Hive is on the way. Didn't get the queen's nest simply for the queens. It was for a hive as well. So 4th base coming up here at about the 11 o'clock position from Mong. And another expansion is now done from Hum. This has been a pretty passive game so far. Both players are effectively maxed out at 14 minutes, which means the Zerg player kind of needs to start to engage here. And so he is. So my gosh, look at this. Concave. Hydra's right side. Queen's coming in. The middle side here. Spawn Broodling. The tank count. Not great at this 3rd base anymore, but tanks do manage to come in from the other way. Muta's getting chased off by the still present missile turrets and, especially the Goliaths here. These Hydras still kind of winning their battle against Vultures largely on that side. Oh, that Spider-Man connection was humongous. This would have been such a problem for Mong, but the Spider-Mines wipe out these Hydras before they can really get here. Holy smokes, that was a nice play from Mong. Hum's like, ah, crap. Should have brought an Overlord. There are Overlords right here. Should have just brought him along. He could have killed a bunch of SCVs, maybe even forced a liftoff on that command center. Maybe even killed it. But no, didn't do it. Okay, well, we're still making tanks. The Hydra count is pretty insane. Look at this top right base. This is the most just macro-oriented ZVT I have cast in some time, and it makes sense because it's mech. Zerg players feel really comfortable expanding a bunch when it's slow mech out on the map, as opposed to faster Marines with stim and medics and stuff. D-Matrix, each tank not going to last forever, I'm afraid. Yeah, all of this blue coming up the map, trying to respond to what is going on here. And yeah, should be able to save the lives of most of these. Oh, Queen's coming in from a moderately unexpected angle. Okay, these Hydras getting a little bit more value, but these tanks coming in from the left side clean them out. And same thing with these Hydras down here. So it's 178 to 157 supplies. Their players at 55 drones, which feels low for this stage of the game and how many bases he has. But, I don't know, everything looks fine. Muta's just not gonna hang it here. More Spawn Broodling. And if the Queens can get out of there without dying after casting a Spawn Broodling, that's a massive win. Oh, nice. Science Vessel goes down. Goliaths don't do a ton of damage to Scourge. Or honestly, Mutas. They do bonus damage to big stuff, not small stuff, which is what both Mutalisks and Scourge are. What is this? He's building a command center up here. Okay. He's like, I can take that. It'll be fine. I can take this top right base that already has a hatchery at it. What are you doing? I guess there's army coming in to shut this thing down, but 3 Hydras pop out of the top right base. And they can fight a couple of these Goliaths, but no, more and more Goliaths keep streaming in. Zerg army trying to swing up this way, try to save it, but the tanks on the high ground causing these Hydras all sorts of problems, and this top right base does go down. Mong knew he'd be able to kill this, and then the creep would recede, and he'd be able to put this command center there. Excellent work. 54 drones to 77 SCVs. Spider Mine, killing Hydras, Spider Mines. Queens are like, okay, we'll support you guys. Let's go. Let's see if there's anything to... No tanks up here at all? Okay, bye. We'll try to escape without dying. Run! No! One final shot killing that Queen. That totally sucks. But now the tank's responding. Run, Hydras! Get away from that tank range. Kill SCVs. Ruined their day. Yeah, you've got upgrades for this. Oh, you're all dead now, though. More okay, so then the Queens come back in. Wipe out a bunch of those tanks. And you know what? I think he's doing okay. This is kind of working out. There was a time when I thought there was a Queen curse. If there was any game where the Zerg player made Queens, they would lose it. But in this particular match, I think it's going okay. We have had Queen wins against Mech on the channel in the last, 5 years of me casting. Seriously, though, I've been here for a while. If you ever want to go back to my backlog, feel free, because there are thousands of Brood War videos out there. Just, click on videos and just keep scrolling. You'll see. And hit that like button, by the way. You can subscribe, too, if you want. I'm trying to get up to 77,000, or... Why do I keep saying that? My numbers are weird today. 70,000 subs. Hydra's right side, Hydra's south side. Queen supporting the southern ones. And a couple tanks get killed. There are still tanks, though. So the queens are coming in, trying to get more connections here. Probably not trying to die to missile turrets and stuff. Pretty good. I mean, queens are dying, don't get me wrong, but they're not quite dying at the numbers that I'm accustomed to see in a game like this. And that's because Hum's been really good with his queen positioning, right? Been pretty fantastic. Now, you notice the Zerg player is not interested in taking these bases. Whereas the Terran has taken one already. I mean, look at this, swinging up this right side. We're splitting the map in half. That is a Terran win, especially if you are meching. So Hum needs to either start taking more bases. If he takes this, this, and this, then he will be ahead economically. But I don't know if that's even possible here. What he needs to start doing is killing Terran bases, I think, for this to really work. Insta-kill on the tanks. Pull back, guys. Pull back. Oh, survived just barely. Another attempt to get up to this base. There are always tanks here, guys. These queens are like, we will help you. Hang on a second. Stay alive just for another minute. And, okay, good. Broodlings. Chomp, chomp, chomping away at missile turrets. They do benefit from armor upgrades, which is hilarious. Not that they're very tanky. I don't have a lot of HP at all, but, you know, having +1 armor is not too bad against Goliaths. Yeah, not expanding here, not expanding here. Does he feel like he can't? That would be really troubling for Zerg players everywhere right now. Gosh, this is a crazy game. EMP, but the queens are split, man. Okay, queens are dying. Yeah, that one not able to retreat, but broodlings everywhere. Successful connections happening all over the place. 200 to 153 supply. I don't like this position for the Zerg. Yeah. Sieging up at this bottom right corner. Killing this base gives you access to yet another base that you can kill. Queens, guess what? Out of energy. Hydra's trying to shut this down. Okay, 3 tanks get wiped out. That's going to help immensely here. How many tanks have died? And just they keep getting replaced 4 at a time here. It's like the Zerg. You've killed 100 Hydras. They're getting produced 7 at a time as well. We are in the full macro stage of this match. Mong pulling back a little bit. He maybe overextended some. Just the sheer number of queens. Incredible stuff. And actually knocked us to a fairly even overall supply here. But 79 SCVs to 53 drones means that the Zerg army is bigger. These guys take up supply? No, they don't. Broodlings don't take up supply, all right? They're temporary units. Now I must know. So 171 supply. Broodlings are dying. Supply is not going down. Commiserate with it. Okay. Good enough. More and more broodlings. Vulture's swinging down on a bit of a solo mission, trying to get to one of these bases. Sunken Town and Hydras, enough to make these vultures think twice about it. And hey, these tanks did not get replaced up here at this top 1 o'clock position. Nice swing on in there by Hum. And then he spawned broodlings, a couple of the Goliaths, a couple of the tanks go down here too. Spawn broodling Goliaths really helps the queens. And it definitely helps these Hydras as well. I mean, I would maybe head down this ramp. Yeah, tanks are showing up. Get on out of there. Come on. I'm seriously waiting for the Zerg player to take another base. Okay, so this left one did come in, which is nice. I think this is enough Hydras with the +3 attack to force this, well, to kill this, honestly. Maybe even infest it. There are 1,000,000 queens on the map. Bring on a... Okay, well... Bring a queen over and infest that thing. I don't think that is anywhere on Hum's mind at the moment. Just mass Hydra cruising into this 3rd base, which is still here from Hum. It's been under attack a few times. Yeah, command center just straight up dies there. No infestation possible after it's dead. Because it explodes into 1,000,000 pieces. Queens, again, I think a little bit late to this party, but they did wipe out 2 of the 3 tanks. The 3rd one gets focused down by Hydras. Worker count down to 57. There were 79 workers for Mong at one point. This game is really good. I don't know if I'm going to epic tag this thing, but my goodness gracious. Once again, triggering spider mines to connect on your mech units as a spawn broodling is also really good, too. That is a great maneuver. I don't know, maybe fewer spider mines. So top right base is dead for Mong. That's something I said Hum needed to do to stay in this game, and he did, and he expanded too. So that's nice. How did a Hydra get this deep in here? I don't know. Another swell, man. Who needs 65 workers? This is a 56 worker economy. And it's working out for Hum. I mean, this base looks like it's going to go down. The only saving grace for Mong is that he doesn't really need it. It's an older base. It's effectively mined out. But it is going to go down. Irradiate on a queen, like I said, will kill her straight up from full HP. So I'm surprised we haven't seen more irradiates today. Definitely seen some EMP attempts, but the splits on the queens from Hum have been glorious. Hey, the infested command center! Let's rock. This thing is not going to be allowed to build an infested Terran today, but it's not just about infested Terrans, right? If the command center gets down into, I don't know, 35, 40% left on its HP, you can infest it and immediately kill it. I mean, it's not dead, it's yours, but from the Terran's perspective, it's definitely dead. So it's a fast way to kill a command center if you don't think you have enough time to do it with the traditional units that you've got. Again, this base heartily defended these Hydra. How many Hydras have died on this area today? It's a lot. It is many, many that have died. Many tanks have died up here, too. And then just beautifully getting these queens out. Hum has done such a good job today. Such a good job today, not letting queens hang around and just die after they spawn broodling. It's taken a lot of APM, I'm sure. About 300 of it, absolutely. But I've seen other Zerg players fail to do that with similar APMs. So he's focusing on it. Okay, that queen did go down. Hydras spend all their attacks on a tank, and that means the Goliath will now kill them. Yeah, you had to prioritize your targets there. Killing tanks is always awesome. Mong just continuing to flood, though. Down to 115 supply. Losing the third base totally sucks, but not as much as losing one of his newer bases would, which is what this one is, and which is why it's nice that it's back. This is a dead hatchery. I don't think there were some drones here, 3 of them, but no army in position to save it, so it must go down. Not bringing overlords along. Why are we letting these spider mines have more power than they should at this stage of the game? Bring overlords along. Okay, or trigger them manually and kill them before they explode on all of your buddies. That's also good. I think we might have done this. Man, is that 138 supply? He's supply blocked. I don't know. He just lost the base. It's hard for me to be like, the Zerg player has this one. But what's the tank count? I mean, they're all up here defending this top right corner. No tanks supporting this 11 o'clock base, though. I mean, now I'm in a position where I think Mong needs to expand and kill another base if he's going to win this thing. This has been a fantastic back and forth swing, swing, swing style play here. Hydras. Yeah, man, they are just overwhelming numbers right now, picking off smaller groups of Goliaths, which is not how you're going to win this game. 3 tanks? Just kidding. How about 0? How about you have 0 tanks there, Mong? Yeah, and with the tanks gone, the Hydra's power is multiplied exponentially. This is not an expansion. Still no expanding here from the Zerg. Not taking those bases. This one is not replacing it. Can he hold? All right, so the Hydra's moving down. Defensive matrix here. Killing overlords are these Goliaths. Maybe can supply block Hum again. I don't know. These Goliaths are not making the amount of inroads that they otherwise should be able to here. But more and more Hydras swinging up the left side. He's only at 50 drones, man. Who needs 60? This position is pretty good, but with those tanks gone, that position of Mong's is much worse. 134 to 101 supply now in favor of Hum. And this is problematic for Mong. These three bases are a saving grace right now. But he's down 30 supply to this Zerg. He's at 48 SCVs to 50 drones. This new base is a massive, massive help for him right now, especially because this base never came back. It's Hydras. They're big, they're strong, they're meaty. He is trying to retake that base, and these little attacks, these vultures that are cruising in from Mong, just not as big as the attacks have been thus far. He goes into the base he knows is already sunken up. Gets some drone kills, tries to get out. Is this a drop? Dude, it's a drop. Both players know how to drop, man. Here we go. But the army was, like I said, defending this top right all this time. So these Hydras will get cleared out. These Hydras take down the natural base and are moving into the main. Goliaths are getting stuck in the main, not able to move out and actually help in other parts of the map. As a result, SCV is getting target fired by these Hydras. They're just here to kill workers, man. We're not going to fight you straight up because we know we're going to die, and in fact, they do. But it's 39 SCVs to 49 drones. Another supply block on the Zerg here. These Hydras just turtling inside the main. That means they're not available anywhere else. Alright. Well, no need to kill that tank with spit from these Hydras. We're going to spawn brooding your face right in. These queens are looking for targets, looking for something to spawn broodling. Nothing to worry about there. And this is just, I mean, it's a really nice Goliath counterattack. These guys that were sitting in the main were like, hey, we can leave. Nice. Let's wipe out this left side base. This is good. This is massive for Mong. He's going to get the hatch. Whether or not he kills anything else, I don't know. But he's another Overlord goes down. So it's a base for a base here, which Hung can kind of afford to do a little bit, especially if this right side base is going to come up. Oh, he is expanding to this high grounder. Oh, I thought he'd never take one of these two bases, but he's like, at this stage of the game, I kind of have to. I'm a little bit desperate. Three siege tanks. Spider mines. God, why are you not bringing... Oh my gosh, just free Hydra kills. The cost effectiveness of that was off the charts. Ugh. Bring Overlords with you. You have them. I mean, you have enough supply that you cut them somewhere. Dude. Okay. Oh, they're over here. Well, some of them are over here. I don't think he dropped enough Hydras to win this battle. Do you? No, definitely not. Look at this. D-Matrix helped, but I mean, it wasn't like the reason those Goliaths won. They just had good numbers. Once again, is he baiting into... Woo! If he's baiting into Spider Mines, Mong, that is a great move. I am so impressed by that. Well, Queen goes down. 126 to 119 supply. This is turning out pretty tight at the end here. But this base exists for whom this base exists for whom this base could exist for whom he doesn't have the money for it, actually. What is happening right now? This cannot. The back and forth in this game has been nuts. At one point I thought Mong had it, and then I thought Hum had it, and now I think Mong is feeling okay, but these queens are everything. Oh my gosh, they're everything. And most of them make it out of there alive, but then no, Goliaths from the left side tilt the scales, and Mong swings back into effectively an even supply against the Zerg, and when you're meching, that's pretty good. Hydra's trying to come up this ramp. The high ground technically belongs to the Goliaths, but no, by the time they start fighting, it is equal ground. So many Goliaths. You've got to get into this battle. Must take care of it. It is 3-3 for everyone. Oh, no, just kidding. Only a +1 carapace for these Hydras. This game is bonkers. This is a good one. I mean, RJB doesn't send me bad ones, but this is so close right now. More Hydras swinging in, more Goliaths, more Spider Mines. Hey, did you bring any sweet Overlords with ya? No, again? Come on, Hum. You gotta bring some Overlords with you on these little excursions. There are too many Spider Mines everywhere. Look at these. These ones are dangerous too. Vultures got into the new base of Mong. This is massive. So many drones are all for where's the burrow? He didn't even manage to burrow there. I mean, I'm sure there's comsat energy available. Ooh, spider mines actually hit that egg, but the Hydra pops out with full HP anyway. 40 drones remaining to 43 SCVs. These vultures are kind of stuck deep behind enemy lines. But where can they go? Into Sunken Town again, which is not where they want to go, so they kind of park on the edge of the creep instead. This command center's floating. Yes, to take this base. Mong! Are we going to get a mech win against Zerg today? Mech games are rare. It's like a whatever. A Zerg win against mech is rare. A Terran win with mech against Zerg is also rare. 116 to 105 supply. Another supply block. Are there enough Hydras to bust this position? Spawn Broodlings coming in. Whittling down that Goliath. And yes, it is. Takes it. Mong. GG's out in 35 minutes. And 1 second. That was amazing. That was a fantastic ZVT featuring mech. 114 supply here for him at the end there. Just mass Hydra and Queens. That was it today. We had some Scourge, but those are not very important against Goliaths, that's for sure. But yeah, taking down science vessels for D-Matrix and Irradiate is good. So that's why there are Scourge here, man. Wow. Yeah, just too much money. Too much money. And by that I mean this base exists and this base exists for the Zerg. And I don't know, this base exists and then this base was going to die. Right? So a 1-basing meching Terran against a 2-basing Zerg. Don't like those odds. Don't like them very much. Especially with the existing overall supply difference in favor of him there. So, thumbs up. Well done. That was fantastic. I mean, come on. Just a great, great, great example of how to play against mech. We've seen Zerg players kind of figure it out in some ways. And this was just all about keeping the queens alive, right? Keep those queens alive. Don't lose them unless you have to. Don't lose them carelessly. No more walking up to a giant army of Goliaths, spawn broodling on 2 of them, and then sitting there while you die. Come on. Come in from weird, unexpected angles. Pre-split them. That's something Hum did a lot of. That was great. And then keep the Terran player guessing. How many Goliaths do I need? How many tanks do I need, right? How many tanks do I need to make up for the fact that my tanks are getting wiped out constantly, you know? So GG there. 365,000 points from Hum. 379 for Mong. He killed a lot of stuff today. Ended up killing 795 units. But got the Zerg produced 943. So the numbers are pretty close here. Like I said, it was a close match. 51 to 5 buildings raised. I know it's a Zerg player with the 5, but still 51 Terran buildings down is a lot of buildings down. And then Mong did actually, wow, Mong outspent the Zerg player by 2,000, like 2,500 resources today. That's insane. This is usually a pretty much solid guarantee that the Zerg player lost. But, no. That was amazing. That was so good. Yeah, it was the Spawn Broodling. Spawn Broodling is cost effective if you keep the queens alive. If you spend that much on a queen and kill 1 Goliath and the queen dies, not cost effective. You got to get at least 2 Spawn Broodlings out of that queen. I feel like we had some queens today that got 3, 4 Spawn Broodlings maybe. And that adds up. It gets you where you want to go. So that was awesome. I mean, that was, woof. That was something to be seen for sure. But at this point, that's it. That's the end of the cast. So that's going to be it for me. This has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.